Welcome into Underground Crypto. I hope you are ready for this deep dive. So a little bit of a development here on the channel. We should have super chats. Now, if somebody could confirm this for me and drop it in the chat. No, you don't have to send a super chat. Just see if the option is there. Click it. See if it comes up. Maybe see what happens. If somebody would like to send in like a literal dollar or something like that. Just something tiny. Just to see if it works, right? That's all. I had some duplicate here. Get rid of that duplicate sound. Always something to be watching out for. I've spent a lot of the day trying to fix my camera issue we were having, but it is working now. And let's go ahead and kick it off, right? So here we are. Fast token is up 73.6%. Let's take a look at that. Up from 55 cents to $1.08, and it seems like it's holding there. Very odd price action, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's very odd. It got to move, but now it's just moving very square. Now, from what I understand, what I've been taught, when you see very squarish action on a chart of any kind, it's usually a pretty negative sign. Now, there is quite a bit of volume here, 10.5 million for a coin like this is pretty big. So that's very interesting. Maybe it's being manipulated. I don't know. I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything. What's going on in this chat? Why isn't Sol in the survey? Well, because that's not what the stream is about today, but I guess maybe it should have been. Maybe I should have put other, right? And then you could have put Sol for other. Run for the light. No, I don't have it in the house. She's on the move, guys. Okay. So that super chat option isn't there. That is interesting. We just got approved for it today, so I don't know how soon it'll show up or what I got to do. Anyways, Blues Guy in the house. Is beautiful peeps. Hola. How's everyone doing tonight? Eugene, my man. Super chat doesn't work. Okay, thank you for confirming that. It was kind of last minute that I got it and, you know, went through the steps. So I think I might have to get approved or something and let them hear back. But we were approved for that type of monetization, the super chats, all that kind of stuff. Pepe up 21.7%. Haven't seen Pepe on the radar in quite some time. It's got 607.8 million in volume in the last 24 hours. Filecoin up 14.7% to $1.54. IP or story is up 22.3%. Lighter this time, not being confused with the other one. Went up to $2.77. Now it's at $2.63. It's up 10.7% on the day. And then we have some others up like 10% or close to it. AVAX, Algo, ADA even getting a 7.1% move. Bonk. It's just good to see this much green in my opinion. Now let's drop down 100 and take a look at it. River. Somebody in the Discord was saying, you know, maybe we could start shorting River now. So maybe I'll do my best to try to remember to take a look at the chart for River. And I don't know who saw. Says congrats, buddy. Hey, thank you, Blues Guy. I appreciate that. Anybody see that the demo trade that we took, the trade on the inverted head and shoulder on the 15-minute for BTC, it did hit the target. Up 46.8% for River. So maybe it is good to start shorting it. I don't know. I'm not as in tune with River. I don't really know as much about that project. Syrup up 13.5%. Aerodrome up 15.9%. I do own a little bit of this, so I am glad to see that happen. 47 cents is what it ran up to. Cool. All right, let's hop down to the next 100. We usually don't go past the 200 to 300 here. A lot of green, not a lot of big bubbles here. Rave is down 14%. Toshi, Sushi Swap, DYDX, Velo, Soon, Turbo, Popcat, EHEX, Mog, Rect, Ordi, Zeta, KSM, Songbird. Pretty sure that's what that is, right? No, that's Kasuma. All right, let's go ahead and move into our price rundown. Things are looking pretty decent. said they liquidated the shorts with a monster wick. They got me for 20 bucks. A disaster. Chili's is rocking though. Okay, yeah, that's good to hear. All right, so we're caught up on the chat. Now let's go ahead and look at our prices for the day. So right now, Bitcoin is at 88,492, up 1.3% in the last 7 days, only up 0.8% today. Ethereum, $2,996, up 3.4% in the last 7 days, 0.5% today. Seems like just a slight bullish move up. Nothing too crazy other than that fast token really getting big moves here. BNB, $861 with 4% over the last 7 days. XRP, $1.87. I like to see this thing starting to move a little bit, dig itself out of the dip, and it is up 1.8% for the last 24 hours or 2.4% over the last 7 days. Are we starting to get a rally? I don't know. Solana, $126, up 4.1% in the last 7 days. Dogecoin actually getting a little bit of a pump today, 7% pump in the last 24 hours to about 12.5 cents. I like that. I do own some Dogecoin that I've held for way too long. Cardano, 35 cents, up 7% today, 3.5% in the last 7 days. Get through some of this stuff here. Wrapped coins and stable coins. Chainlink, $12.63, had a 3.2% move in the last 24 hours, 4.6% in the last 7 days. Zcash, crowd favorite over here, $525. It is up 3.2%, and a nice 20.7% in the last 7 days. And Monero, that goes right in that privacy coin vein, $416, and it is actually down 5.8% in the last 7 days. Stellar XLM, 20 cents, up 2.1% today. Canton Network, Blues Guy says this is his biggest bag. It is up 64.7% in the last 7 days, so I hope you bought it a week ago at least. Avalanche, $13.52. It is up 10.1% in the last 7 days. Are you noticing a trend here? Hyperliquid, $24.37. Actually down 5.6% today. SWI, $1.46, and it is up 4.1% in the last 24 hours and a nice 7.2% in the last 7 days. HBAR, 11 cents, up 6.8% today. And we will go down and see where Flare is sitting. Come on, back in the top 100. All right, so it's not in the top 100, but did it fall farther than 105? No, still chilling at 105. That I do like to see. All right, let's go ahead and hop over to the highlights, which will give us what is trending. Let's take a look at what is trending for CoinGecko. We got Pudgy Penguins, Pepe, Bitcoin, Lighter, Ethereum, Canton Network, BitTensor, Hyperliquid, River, Aster, Monad, Solana, Zcash, BitLight, the one that I kept, confusing with Lighter. So Lighter's ticker is lit, where BitLight's ticker is light. All right, now that we've sorted that out. Nothing new really on the radar here. I'm not seeing any new coins I've never heard of, although I would like to take a look at River for just a half a second here. I want to go down to the categories and see what they say. Chain abstraction, I love that. That's very cutting edge. And then, of course, it has the Binance Alpha Spotlight, Ethereum contract, base contract, BNB Smart Chain, max chart. Says September 21st, 2025. September 21st is actually my birthday, so I'm glad to see that. And remember, this is for the token generation event, not like when they first started being a project, right? 313.6 million in its market cap, 100 million max tokens, and only 19.6 million in circulating supply. Here I see we do have an outstanding supply. Does anybody remember what an outstanding supply is? Can anybody tell me? Anybody at all? I did post it in the what I want people to see. So here we are, one line mental shortcut here. Circulating supply is what can sell today. An outstanding supply is what will be able to sell in the permittable future because those tokens have already been created, and the max is what could exist someday. So when you see the max supply, those tokens, the full amount of those tokens have not actually even been created yet. So like when they generate or tokens, when they make tokens, right, they bring them, they vest them, part of the vesting schedule. But for things like the devs or people who work with the group, you know, stuff like that, whatever reason they may have, insider, you know, investing, angel investors, venture capitalists, all those. So in total, there's 90 million tokens already out created, and that only leaves 10 million tokens. So when we deep dived that a little bit yesterday about this outstanding supply, we don't know when these are going to actually be unlocked. But what it does say here is that there is a large amount of tokens to deflate the price here. We just don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So you could look at their vesting schedule or try to get some information. If you were like maybe going to short this coin, try to figure out when that token unlock happens. Maybe figure to do it when it's close by, you know, when it's getting close to that token unlock. All right. And that's really everything for CoinGecko as far as what is trending. And let's hop over to Crypto Rank. I first, of course, want to see what the Fear and Greed Index is doing. And a nice move from 20 to 28. So it says yesterday the Fear and Greed Index was at 20. Now we moved up to 28 and we actually left the red, right? We left the extreme fear and now we're just in normal fear. And then, of course, neutral greed and extreme greed. This is the spectrum that we have here. We moved up a little bit. The market cap is over 3 trillion still, so 3.08 trillion. It's up almost 1% today, which is good for an overall market cap of all of crypto. We can really see that in all of the altcoins and things that are moving. So are people starting to feel like the bottom was in and now we're going to start moving? That's the question. Again, this Jesse Pollock coin or whatever, it has been like the #1 trending here, top 20 searches in the last 7 days over on Crypto Rank. It's just about the guy who is mostly responsible for the development over at Coinbase. Definitely not a nobody, right? Katana Inu, we talked about a lot. Bloom, I don't know what that is, or Blum. Maybe it's Blum. I like Bloom better, but I think it's Blum. Snowball was actually first brought to our attention by Bankroll, who I don't think has made it over here yet. I'm not sure where he's at. But Bankroll does have his own tab in the Discord now, and I see people are interacting with him, and he's bringing stuff. I love to empower people in the community who have been here for some time. You know, if somebody rolls in and they're not going to get a tab immediately or something like that. But I definitely want to, you know, commend them for being here day after day, being a part of the community, and I'll give them a tab, you know, and if for some reason they run crazy with it, then I'll just take it away. But I don't see that happen with Bankroll. I've spent quite a bit of time talking with Bankroll. As far as I can see, definitely seems to be a trustworthy individual. But this is the internet, guys. So, you know, be careful about links that you click. Not so much from Bankroll, obviously, but I'm talking about people who come into the Discord, drop a link to maybe a video. Look at the name before you read. Like, you might just read what the video is and then be like, that's cool, and click on it. Don't do that. Look at who is posting it. If you don't know them, you might not want to click on it. And if you really like the video, of course, just go to YouTube and search it and find it on your own, right? Because it could be a real video with a malicious link. Keep that in mind. This Heidel? I'm going to go with Heidel. I don't know anything about that, so I'm glad to see. Oh, wow, there's several projects for us to check out today. That gets me excited. So BitNova, Chainers, Liquify we've been over before, Stats Terminal. Stats makes me think it's Bitcoin DeFi or something like that. Wing Finance, we've been over. Caspa, you should know what Caspa is. Is it going to rise out of the bottomless pit of, I don't know, the disaster that they had with the KRC20 launches and smart contracts? I don't know. Rain is a predictive markets, right? Say's been around. It's a layer 1. They want to be the top of trading. Zcash is a privacy coin. Most people should know that. Bonk, obviously one of the premier meme coins over on Solana. Bitcoin, need I explain? Bitcoin. Monero, another privacy coin. World is all about digital identity. And Trump, well, that's the official Trump token, a meme, if you will, that was launched, and most people credit to kind of destroying the altcoin and crypto market. Was it just timing? Was it a plan? I have absolutely no idea. But what I will say is, you notice how I could run down most of these, aside from these coins which are brand new. Notice all the ones that I really didn't know what they were. They all have like no price at all, so they haven't generated a token. How am I able to just look at these and know what they are for the most part? It's because of the compounding effect of doing this research every day. So if you're somebody who wants to raise your crypto IQ, if you're somebody who wants to be able to just look at most projects, look at most tickers, the name, and just know what they are so they can navigate quickly without having to look everything up, then this is the show for you. All right, so our top 20 most visited coins in the last 7 days. Yes, we're going to come back to those ones that I was talking about and go over them. So Bitcoin, of course, lighter. That's no surprise. It is long anticipated, the token generation event for lighter. Is it going well? I don't know. It's down 21.9% in the last 7 days, and it's chilling at $2.63. Then we have this, quadruple O. I don't know what else to call it. What do you call it? Oh. That seems weird, and I don't want to do that every time. But anyways, that is a new one on our radar. We'll drop by it real fast. Architect, another one we've been over many times. Canton Network. Fanable is about collectible items like trading cards and comic books. It's got Zama. Pretty sure Zama is liquidity. We'll touch on that. Flow, same thing. What flows? Liquid. What is liquidity? There you go. XRP, Starknet, Bitcoin DeFi. Brevis is a new one on my radar. I've never heard that. It looks like it just launched today because there's price, but they have no market cap or 7 days. So we'll look at that as well. SWI, of course, not new. Hyperliquid, not new. Midnight, the premier kind of coin right now over on Cardano. Infinex was our only new project that we looked at yesterday. And then we have HODLer, or Holdher. All right, now we're going to go with HODLer, right? All right, so let's come back over here and start with this Blum. And it's up 18.3% today. Shout out to anybody who's coming in here. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. Blum is a trading app for buying and trading any coin on the market. It's a trading app, so it's just a decentralized exchange. That's what I took away. Yeah, it has the category DEX in our categories, or they call them tags over here. All right, so it's DeFi, it's bots and Binance mini app. It is ecosystem ton, which is Telegram, and BNB chain ecosystem. All right, so let's take a look at the coin and maybe move to the weekly, because we just want to see when this thing generated its token, how long ago. The 7th of July 2025. It only has 1.8 million in its market cap, and its market cap has been as high as 19.1, so call it 19 million. So it's fallen quite a bit. There are a lot of tokens that look like this. I mean, if you're launching a token right now, I certainly hope as a project, as a team, you were not thinking you were going to get a bunch of hype and your token go way up launching in this environment right now. Now, in a couple weeks, if we start to rally, that might not be such a bad idea, but at this very moment, I don't think this is the environment to launch. But a lot of times their launch of their token generation event is already scheduled way out in advance, and a lot of times they just roll with them anyways. Wow. This might be one of the biggest follower projects I've come across yet in these new projects that we go over. 4.9 million followers. So this thing is not new. Probably has a lot to do with the Ton or Telegram ecosystem here. The biggest crypto ecosystem built in Telegram. System health and dev updates. So let's go look at the pin post. This should be good. October 23rd, 2025. Only 233,000 impressions. What's up with that? Oh, the impressions are... See, I had a feeling... When I saw 4.9 million, I had a feeling this is exactly what was going to happen. So, they have 5,750 posts in their lifetime over here on Twitter. They joined in 2024. Something doesn't really add up, right? So, if you have 4.9 million followers... and again, we looked it up the other day. The impressions is really just the algorithm of Twitter putting this in people's feeds, right? So it put it in 233,000 people's feeds. Now, why would that be? Why would they do that in such a limited amount when they have 4.9 million followers? You would think that they would at least put it in 1 million or 500, 600,000 people's feeds. You don't have to stop and read it. You don't have to click on it. You don't have to do anything for it to count as an impression. You just have to scroll, right? You just got to scroll past it on Twitter. So that's something to think about. Why are they not showing this to people? Are a lot of these followers bots? Potentially. Because it's very odd. I mean, how do you get from December 31st, which was only, yesterday, 9,000 impressions? Let's go deep, right? Let's just roll down deep to something that was far away, something that looks like a half decent post, right? Here we go. Farming TP week 3 rewards seems like something anybody who was involved with this platform would care about. 11,000 is, and there's a lot of factors. Are they shadow banned? Does Twitter just hate crypto and not show its content? I'd be viable to believe that, as I understand my interaction over on Twitter is pretty lame because they don't really show me to anybody. I don't know what you got to do. You got to pay them. What do you got to do? But anyways, this ratio doesn't look very good. But that's not really what we're here for. Let's go take a look at their website. The leading crypto ecosystem in Telegram. And I imagine all of this stuff probably works in Telegram, so it's probably very hard to look at this without going to Telegram. We got launch, Blum Perps, Blum Meme Pad, and the actual trading bot. So let's go ahead. Okay, I had a feeling. All of these are going to take us over to Telegram, and I don't usually bring up Telegram. All right, all the tools you need. Blum redefines how you trade and launch tokens. So they have a launch pad as well, if I didn't say that. Intuitive by design and powerful underneath. Perps, meme pad, and trading terminal all work seamless together within one unified ecosystem. This stuff's pretty cool. I mean, it's infrastructure. It's a lot of, it's more options. It's more places, which means more strategies, right? So you got your perps, your meme pads, everything they already said, seamless cross-chain experience. These websites can get really repetitive if you actually just read every word. Something I learned very early on here. What's going on in this chat? Let's take a look. King of the Flare ecosystem. You the man. Underground, we not only having fun, but we learning so much about new projects and tokens. Amazing community. Thank you for saying that, Blues Guy. Thanks for always being here. Join us for more updates and info and much more as the community grows. Take me to the river. All right. You mean that river token? All right. And so yesterday was, of course, New Year's. You know what it reminded me of a lot yesterday? And I'm going to back out of this because I think we covered it. It reminded me of when I decided I was going to do like an all-day stream to actually get myself some watch hours, right? And as a community, just hang out. And I planned it. And then when it got there to be that day, it just so turned out that that day was Halloween. And it didn't do so great. My regulars, everybody, the normal people, everybody showed up for the most part and they participated. It was awesome. No shade towards anybody in our community. But being Halloween in America, we really didn't get a lot of engagement outside of our normal people. Is that it's showing where there are a lot of other people also doing like long streams on Halloween? Or was the engagement just bad because everybody else had things to do, right? They were taking their kids trick-or-treating, whatever they do, and therefore they weren't on YouTube. So with that being said, I feel like I kind of did the exact same thing, and hopefully I've learned my lesson at this point. And that lesson is don't do big topics and things that are for engagement or because I want everybody to see it on holidays. Don't do that, right? I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers already knew that, but yesterday was New Year's, at least for America. I don't know how far that reaches everywhere. And so, yeah, there was a lot less people here, which is fine because it was New Year's. People had stuff to do, parties to attend, families to go to, fireworks to set off. It's all good. So I said all of that literally to say that we are going to redo that stream in its full detail, the way that I had it planned out. We're going to do that probably on Tuesday. And I think we're done with the holidays, right? Anybody from other countries or something you want to tell me about any other major holidays coming up, maybe on the 6th? Anyways, so the long story short, we're going to redo that one. There's a ton of good stuff in the Flare ecosystem to take a look at. A lot of cool projects, stuff like that. All right, so let's move on to this next one. Did I decide how I want to say this? Heidel? I don't know. Does it matter? Not really, because it's a meme coin. It'll probably be out of relevance. Oh, it's actually not a meme coin. I just saw the otter and I figured it was. So is a liquidity or liquid staking protocol built on SWI blockchain. 7.9 million in market cap. Chart looks like, I swear, every chart in crypto right now. It's pretty sad. 21st of May 2025. And the market cap has been as high as 58.4 million. Looks like it was on this big wick here that you got to that. It went all the way to like 30 cents, and now you're chilling at 4 cents. So hopefully nobody bought the top of this coin. All jokes, I'm pretty sure most people have never heard of it. One thing I really do like is that it's in the SWI ecosystem. I do love me some SWI ecosystem. Let's go look at their Twitter and see what kind of attention they got going on. It says give candy the next time and the people will come. I don't know how to give digital candy, but maybe I got to mail it to them. The ultimate place to stake and earn on SWI. Is this the Spark Dex of SWI? Just saying, it could be, but I'm just joking mostly. Blues guy loves him some Spark Dex, and I was certainly impressed with it. Pin post, May 21st, 2025. They only have 149.8 thousand followers, but 207,000 impressions. Probably because this has some talk of airdrops, right? So that will get the masses to pay a little bit more attention, or maybe the algorithm will push it a little more. 23 hours ago, they got 1.5 thousand impressions. Obviously, the pin post usually collects more than everywhere else. Not a ton of engagement, 1.9 thousand, 900, 11,000. For 149.8 thousand followers. That's not the best ratio, but it is what it is. Let's move along. It doesn't matter as much for that project, in my opinion. Here is the website, right? The ultimate place to stake and earn on SWI. Heidel is the leading liquid staking protocol on SWI, boosting yield in automated vaults and more DeFi initiatives. And I'm sure I'm probably saying it wrong. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Participate in DeFi using the HA token to earn rewards. Stake SWI and Wall, which is Walrus, another one of the bigger projects on SWI. Receive HA SWI and HA Soul, so some kind of wrapped token there. And we're back around to participating. Liquidity, simple, automated, and powerful. Maximize your yields like a pro. We're going to launch the thing in a minute here and look at the actual Web3 product locked into VE Hadal, which obviously I keep telling everybody, when you see this VE, that almost always means, you say that with some disclaimer, it always means, as far as I've ever seen, governance. To embrace more powering and governance power. So look at that. I was right. I swear I didn't look at this ahead of time. All right, let's launch the app. I love the meme work. I love this kind of art. It is way... Think about some of the websites we look at, right? Even though this has a lot to do with infrastructure and liquidity and stuff, at least they made it fun. All right, let's get this tea rolling here. Hopefully it's still nice and warm. Yep, it's past warm. It is scalding hot, actually. So this is very interesting. You got your steak. Let's cool it down with some water. All right. So you have SWI and you have Walrus. And you got staking. You got withdrawals and claims. Claims probably have to do with airdrops, right? You will be able to claim your tokens here after your regular unstake request is executed. Really dismal APYs, right? APY of 2%. I don't know. I don't really understand why necessarily you would do this. Personally, staking reward fee is 6%. So maybe this 2% is what you're left with? And no, it doesn't even say that. Staking reward is 6%. The base deposit is not charged. Wow. Okay, so they're only taking 6% of what you earned, not what you deposited. I'd hope not, because that wouldn't make any sense. You would not make any money. And this walrus is even worse. 0.06 APY. You know, they say money talks and everything else walks. It's not the actual saying. That's my redefined saying here. And so, I don't know. I can't imagine being in something. Can you imagine being in something for a year and only getting 0.06%? Just stake USDC over with Coinbase, far more trusted than whatever this is, for 4% at that point. And that's where I say the money talks, right? People are going to do what the money really maths out, right? Don't go to the river blues, one word, barracuda. So he's talking about Hidal, which remains liquid for use in DeFi activities. That part is cool. It secures the Sui network, enhances liquidity, and offers features like governance through the VE Hidal. Gamified vaults. Yeah, I guess everyone is going towards staking, DeFi, farming coins. Nice, make passive money for stale. I think he means stable coins that just sit there. Maybe he did mean stale coins that just sit there. And as much as I said all that, I guess if you're holding Walrus and you're expecting it to boom, so you want to keep it in Walrus, then you might as well stake it for something, right? I hold some Sui, and my Sui is not staked because they don't really offer the staking on Coinbase, right? All right, let's keep moving. We got BitNova. BitNova is a decentralized ecosystem for scalable AI protocols and frameworks powered by containerized architecture, GPU accelerated orchestration. Containerized. You don't see that word all that often. I thought for sure I was saying it wrong. No token generation event yet. Says they've raised 15 million from, these handful of investors. Looks like the most predominant is this Forum Ventures. And they are cloud service, AI, API, privacy. That could be good for them. Let's go take a look at their Twitter. And it says 202.1 thousand followers. Pin post from March 28th. That was a while ago. Has 698,000. So almost 700,000 impressions. That's pretty much what I want to see. And it looks like something that they reposted, or it's not actually a repost, but whatever. It came from CoinMarketCap, the actual original post. Massive thanks to CoinMarketCap for welcoming us to the CMC Labs. All right, so they have good attention. That's pretty much the takeaway here. Let's go to their website. Website looks pretty nice off the bat. Heralding a new era of AI protocol and framework. Scale smarter, compute faster, driven by demand. Get in touch. What is BitNova? So BitNova is committed to advancing edge AI technologies by leveraging containerized architecture. Now, take note when you hear a term or a definition or some kind of language that you're not used to hearing. It could be something very specific to this project. It could be something that is cutting edge in blockchain and might be adopted other places. So I always pay attention when I see something like containerized architecture, GPU acceleration, and edge computing to deliver efficient and flexible AI solutions for global clients. Our initiative approach empowers business worldwide with AI protocols and frameworks optimized to distributed environments, ensuring low latency processing and scalable deployment across next generation AI. Everybody understood that? Are we good? All right, cool. We're caught up on the chat. Let's hop down here. So you have this smart GPU orchestration. It says, and it's going to change on me probably in like 2 seconds. Yep, there we go. BitNova, or ByteNova? All right, I'm overthinking it. BitNova dramatically allocates computability. Love that. Dramatically allocates computability resources, reducing cloud costs and bandwidth overhead. Its constant switching is really annoying. All right, local edge acceleration. I'm not even going to try to read them. Secure and flexible unified API, and anytime, anywhere, run AI seamlessly across the cloud, edge nodes, and mobile endpoints. Scale smarter, train safer. ByteNova adapts a containerized architecture designed to run AI efficiently on local devices, supporting a wide range of AI applications while optimizing GPU resourcing allocation. It accelerates inference, improves training, and enhances data privacy. This is all very techie, computer type language. I don't know why it's doing that. It's really weird. If I knew it was going to do that, I would have did it as I read it, right? More scalable, cost efficiency. So ByteNova's unified AI simplifies AI integration, making it as intuitive as cloud-based solutions, while delivering enhanced security, flexibility, and significantly reducing bandwidth and cloud computing costs. So it's all about AI, right? What is the category? Category is AI. What is the niche? I guess very much like improving upon AI, making it more cutting edge so you can sign up with them. Don't know why I would do that. Rewards, also don't know why I would do that. I'm not into this necessarily. Like, I wouldn't just be building like an AI. I don't know why. I don't know exactly how you would interact with them, right? They're not a layer 1, are they? But either way, big takeaway is they are AI, and also they were in privacy, right? I think AI and artificial intelligence cloud service, a lot of times privacy falls in there as well. They've raised $15 million and they have some good attention over on Twitter. That's the takeaway for me. Then we have this Chainers, which is another coin I've never looked at before. Chainers is a multi-journ Web3 gaming universe where every quest, every battle, and every creation builds on real value. All right, that is right up our alley. Play to earn. Have they done it? No, I haven't looked at it all yet, but have they cracked the code? Have they figured out how to make play to earn not go to zero? I mean, what play to earn game can you think about? It's been around for a while and you can still earn anything at all. Axie Infinity, I think, is still rolling. I think, but it's like heavy investing, take forever to API, and it's not what it was at one point, that's for sure. And then outside of Axie Infinity, I can't think of any. If I could think of any, I'd be messing with them, right? I'd be trying to make something. So raised $3 million in the latest pre-sale, but overall $7.5 million is what they have raised so far. Let's go see how much attention they have, because in something like this that I'm actually genuinely excited about, it's important to me to see what kind of attention. All right, 165,000 followers. It's better than it saying like 8,000 followers, right? So that's pretty decent for a new game. December 18th, here is the pin post, says Winter Blast is here to bust. Okay, usually bust is a bad thing. Winter wraps Chainers farm in a sparkling snowball blanket. Okay, so what, they made it look Christmassy. That's not really that amazing. 62,000 impressions in a couple of days. That's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Almost to 50%. On the 31st they posted, they only got 15,000, and you notice how the pin post tends to be the big one and the rest of them are much smaller. Looks interesting though. They have some attention. Can't be too hard on them as they seem to be, very new. They don't even have a token generated yet. And let's go take a look at their websites. No, I do not want notifications. Chainers New World. Turn all this stuff off. All right, so play now. Trusted by players worldwide. The Trust Pilot, I don't even know if that's trustable. Play in augmented reality mode. Okay, well that's interesting. You don't see that every day. 600,000 registered players. 1.8 million transaction, free in-game items, 100,000. This I hope I hope that they have a game I can click on and actually play, because when these things launch and they don't have a game you can actually play, it really confuses me. Like, maybe you guys should have stayed in development a little longer, right? So Kamsta says, passive income, the key to happiness. Either way, we stake crypto or become slumlords. That's hilarious. Chainers is a free-to-play browser-based MMO. I like that it's browser-based. Maybe we got us a new game. Craft and build with a living world where in-game assets. Well, I'm somewhat excited about this. All right, let me go to settings and change it so you can actually hear the video, although I don't know how loud it's going to come across. Give me 1 second, everybody. We'll spend a second on this because it might be the focal point of our stream tomorrow. Because tomorrow is DeFi Friday. You guessed it. Did you say it before I said it? Give yourself a pat on the back if you did. Let's see. Output. All right. Hopefully I got the right one. Hopefully you'll hear some audio. It's probably just a bunch of noise. Oh, wow. I did that for a 53-second video. Love it. All right. Let's go ahead and play it anyways because I didn't see it. Maybe you guys did. All right, so you start off in a house, and then what? You get some furniture, or it's just you're playing the game. So far, I don't have any idea what the gameplay is actually like. Gather resources, pretty typical game mechanics here. Craft items. I mean, what are they like? The DeFi Minecraft or something? Trade with others. So they got a little bit of marketplace. Do we have NFTs? It says you can design everything around you. That's kind of cool. I wonder how, you know, with a lot of things where it's like you can design everything, it's like you click on the wall and you have 3 options, right? It's not a lot of different options, generally speaking. If you're just coming in, make sure you smash that like button. If you're somebody who's always here, it's easy to forget to smash that like button, so do that. So Chainers is a multi-journey gaming universe that blends player-owned Web3 economy with a classic Web2 gaming mechanic. It's a next-generation MMO where you dive into a rich narrative, tackle missions, and shape your own adventures in a living virtual world. So it's virtual. That's what I'm getting here. Our player-driven economy lets you craft, trade, and earn real money while building and growing alongside a global community. Customize and level up your character, exploring fresh challenges as the world evolves. Chainers offers an open universe with endless possibilities. Start your journey today without downloads, installs, and it's absolutely free. Well, that part is exciting. To me, that's the right way to do it. Now, one thing that I think is kind of interesting is, why is it called Chainers? That just seems like such a weird name, right, for this project. Welcome to the Chainers shop. And so at this point, it almost feels like, hold on, wait, where did it say play to earn? Create and earn. Chainers offers a community-driven open economy that lets you earn real money. All in-game assets, equipment, resources, and land are virtual assets, so hopefully NFTs, you truly own and can use across every game in the Chainers verse. Okay, so is it going to be made up? Here's the thing. Sometimes they'll build these and they'll have it built like a bunch of mini games, and creators can come in and make mini games, and that's a cool idea to have it, but they need to have a solid main game, right, before they even do that. Create, buy, sell, or rent. This is where open world economy really kicks in. That is pretty cool. They have collectibles. All right, so I want to scroll up to the top and let's click play. And no, I'm not going to get overly derailed here with this. Let's see. So I got to log in with Google. What will they have access to? Name and my email address. All right, that's fine. All right. So here we go. And you know what, guys? I'm going to save that for later in the stream. So if you're excited about what this could potentially look like, then come back later and let's check it out. But we can't let that get us off our game, right? Because what do we do in the beginning of the show? We are looking for what is trending, what is going out there in crypto. We don't want to miss opportunities, and sometimes opportunities could be awesome projects coming up. I know this Chainers right here. We did our research, right? We came in, we looked at what was going on, we looked at what was trending, we found some new coins, no token generation event. We're keeping our eye on it, And if I go and I start playing around with that game, which I plan to do at the end of the stream today, then, and it's really good, like say it's like, you know, really exciting, or it's just entertaining is the word that I'm looking for, then I'm going to be watching for that token generation event, right? And I wouldn't go heavy in something like that, but I might throw a little bit of bread in there. All right, so the rest of these, we know what they are, and we will come down. So I'm going to touch on this one for a minute. What am I missing in here? It's designed for easy onboarding, no crypto wallet needed initially. Seamless, gas-free NFT trading with player-driven economy and currencies. He says, nah, I prefer Panzers. All right. I mean, I like Panzers. So far, it's the best one to play, but it is a little bit one-dimensional, right? So I wouldn't mind if this game had a little bit more things to do, daily quests, and now money. All right? Let's not kid ourselves. If you can earn even $1 or $2 a day for a reasonable amount of playtime, like an hour. You play for an hour, you earn a couple of dollars. That's reasonable. I don't know how they keep supporting that, right? But if they could, then I think that they have a hit there, because what is $2 a day in, I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there, Uganda, the Philippines, I don't know. But it's probably a decent amount of money. So quadruple O, I think they really failed on the name of this thing. It looks like somebody just didn't know what they were doing and they just mashed buttons. Is a modular omni-chain interoperability protocol supporting Bitcoin ecosystem. So we're back to Bitcoin DeFi once again. 3.88 million in market cap, been as high as 7.9, call it 8 million. So it's down, but it's not dramatically down, right? It's not like it's been 50 million before. You know what's interesting here? This is what got me last time. It doesn't have a trading view chart. This is what messed me up last time. I was trying to figure out how long it had been around. Since the 31st, 2025, my speculation would be, which would have been yesterday, my speculation would be the fact that they probably don't have the API or the charts already set up in trading view. Probably take a little while. 94.4 thousand followers. Pin post from the 29th has 53,000 impressions. That is a good ratio. Let's see about some other posts. 58,000 impressions. That was a repost. 8.2 thousand, 11,000, 4,000. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would expect here. Quality of posts look a lot like listings, where they get listed. Some AI generated images. I'm not seeing anything overly creative here. This looks like the most creative post I've seen, and it probably was still AI generated. Anyways, what the heck is it? We heard their little, you know, description, but what does that really mean? AI OmniNet. Intelligence automated for cross-chain intents. There's a word that you should recognize and understand. Powered by quadruple O, or O. Anyways, intents is like Anoma, and I'll keep pointing that out because I said the same thing when we came out with Anoma. Anoma was cool. We went over it in detail. Why? Not for Anoma's sake, but because the idea, the philosophical idea, the cutting edgeness, the idea that you could have something in crypto, maybe loosely related to the idea of ChatGPT, where you could go plug anything in and it'll just do it for you. You don't have to know how to do it. It figures it out. It handles the bridging and all of this stuff. Maybe knows where you're going to, you know, not what's most trusted, where you're not going to spend as much money, stuff like that. That's a game changer for the average person in crypto, right? Because the average person in crypto doesn't know what wallet to download. They don't know what bridge is safe. A lot of that stuff comes with a lot of anxiety. For anybody who's used Web3, you know, you probably remember the feeling, if not the exact moment, the first time that you sent money in a Web3 or blockchain transaction. Oh, that hot tea hits. All right. So you probably remember the anxiety wrapped around it. And if you did it quite some time ago, like I did, things were not all that fast, right? Like XRP wasn't everywhere. And so it took a minute. And so you really weren't sure for like a good couple of minutes. You weren't sure if you did it right. You weren't sure if it was ever going to come through. You might even took so long you started losing hope. All right, so let's see. He says, the game gives me the Sims feeling of a game. All right. Melissa, what do you think of the style of game? Would you play something like that? So anyways, this project, Quadruple O, I'm still trying to figure out what the heck to call it, does have this cross-chain intent. I don't know if I feel like they did it quite as well as Anoma did, but Anoma is just like a wait and see. I took a small buy on it, and we'll see what happens. It's in the dumpster right now, but so is most of crypto. AI OmniNet is a AI-driven, full-spectrum collaboration that breaks down the barrier between multi-chain, multi-protocol, and multi-application environments. I mean, that's pretty much what intent is in a nutshell. You kind of need it to be AI-driven in order for it to constantly move. I did put some criticism here on this chart. It's very small, hard to read, not very well done. What makes AI OmniNet unique? Speed and efficiency, intelligent optimization, automated governance, and comprehensive eco integration. I was just thinking, you know what I should do? I should start doing like a website rating, right? Because I would rate this website, and you know, I was complaining like this nice big bright text is easy to read, but what about this like light gray on a black background, kind of like faded out, almost, you know, somewhat transparent? That's terrible. Nobody wants to read that, and it's small. How many people know that they can zoom in, right? Some people, right? But not everybody is going to even bother to do that if they know how to do it. Anyways, we're going to move on from this. It's another intent layer one. It doesn't give me the same great vibes as Anoma does, even though Anoma didn't do well. They at least did a good job on their website and stuff like that. Been over architecture, Canton Network, been over a couple of days. Zama, let's touch on that for what it is. I would give it a try, says Melissa. Cool, well, hopefully there's some multiplayer type stuff where we could all kind of mess around on there. What if we make a link in the Discord dedicated to Flare ecosystem? I can start making videos on it and post videos, and perhaps another for Monad and Melissa. For sure. I mean, Melissa would have to want to like post about that all the time, right? I'm not trying to sign her up for an extra job. I know she has a job and she's very busy. I could give her just, I think what would be better, and this is for both of you guys, I think the better idea is just like bankroll. I just put Blues Guy, or I just put, you know, Melissa or something like that. Melis is probably what I'd put, since that's your handle everywhere. And then you can kind of talk about whatever you want, post whatever videos you want. But we can definitely talk about that a little bit more, Blues Guy. And again, I don't want to, you know, try to sign Melissa up for something. She says she don't. Okay, and I had a feeling she might not. You know, she comes here into the group and she enjoys live streams and stuff, and she's a part of the community. I don't want to obligate her and like make it into some kind of job and make it not fun anymore and basically ruin the experience for her. But if we've talked about quite a few things, and she says for now, and I'm sure that that you're not shy and you'll let me know at some point if that changes for you. But Blues Guy, we definitely talked about doing some things. I'm excited about it, and we will talk about it more whenever you're available. So Zama. And at this point, we've gone over Zama a couple of times. I'm not going to do the full breakdown. There's no raising set yet. They haven't raised any money. There's no token generation event. At this point, in my opinion, Zama is a thought. It's an idea, right? That these three people kind of cooked up, right? We got our chief scientist over here. All right, Zama is a cryptography. Zama is a cryptography company dedicated to developing open source homomorphic encryption tools for developers. Got it? I'm sure you guys are. I'm sure most of you guys just stood up. You guys were so excited about that. Brevis. Yes, let's chat about it. She says, I'm shy. LOL. It's all good. You know, there's a difference between it feeling like a burden and you not want to do it, and you just feel a little bit shy and like you don't want to be obligated. Like, that's totally different. If it's just shyness, over time it'll probably go away. And if it's more about obligation and you're really busy with work, then it's cool. We appreciate you being here regardless. It says, yes, let's chat about it. I am speaking for myself. I figured that. No worries. I thought of Monad Melis, but it's okay if she doesn't want to. I still love her very much. Queen of Monad. Exactly. She's definitely cemented herself in this group with Monad, right? So Brevis, ticker BREV, is currently trading on pre-markets. Please proceed with caution and do your own research. Well, thank you, CryptoRank. That is what we're doing. 40 cents is what it's at. So we obviously do have a token generated event, market cap NA, so they don't even know what the market cap is. 24-hour trading volume is 17.8 million, so that's decent. Hopefully they have at least, like, I don't know, 25% of that of a market cap. Let's go look at the Twitter and see what kind of attention we think they are getting on social media, because it's a huge part of the game. And what do we see? So the infinite computer layer for Web3 and everything's zero knowledge, ZK power, real adoption. Are they trying to come for ICP's throne here? Obviously, I'm kidding. It's not exactly the same thing. So 462.5 thousand followers. They have a member community, or they have a community with members, 8.9 thousand. That's good. That means hardcore people who are really invested, right? Like they really care. And then we have this December 29, 2025 pinned post about airdrops. So it probably got a little bit of attention. Airdrops seem to do really well in the algorithm over on Twitter, right? 507,000 impressions, 1.8 thousand likes, 741 reposts, and 727 comments. It did really well, right? I actually would go ahead and follow it because it looks interesting. And please follow me. That is Crypto Ron over on Twitter. All right, so let's take a look at this website and see what we're cooking with. Let's see, talk to our team, explore documentation, join our community. Infinite compute layer for Web3. Prove with zero knowledge, verify instantly, build impossible applications. This is all about zero knowledge technology. And again, I say zero knowledge all the time. ZK, you see it everywhere. What does it mean? It means the ability to verify or confirm something, right? Without actually really needing to know anything about it. Pump that chat. Hey, I appreciate you. If anybody sees like bankroll rolling around in the Discord or something, tell them to hop on over. So the black box dilemma. Every advanced dApp that's a decentralized application faces the impossible trade-off. Keep computations on-chain, trustless but severely limited. Move them off-chain, powerful but unverifiable. Every complex application is forced to choose, stay simple enough to verify, or run it in the dark and ask users to trust you. That does seem like quite a dilemma. I do like how they went and they pointed out the problem. So as we do a lot of times, I judge a website on a lot of cosmetic things, and they are important. But one of the biggest things that, aside from the cosmetic stuff, is when they don't clearly tell me what the problem is they've set out to solve. This is like basic business stuff, right? And I'm not saying I'm some kind of business guru, but I got a guru. I don't know. Is that how you say it in another country? I'm not a business guru, but I have a little bit of skin in the game when it comes to running businesses. Opening the black box. So what if you didn't have to choose, right? And this is what you saw coming, right? They told you what the problem is, and they're like, well, what if we solved it? Wink. Okay, Brevis allows you to run any computation off-chain with unlimited complexity. Then prove it happened actually with a tiny proof anyone can verify in a millisecond. Does anybody remember the deep dives and IQ raising events that we have done on this channel when we talked about zero knowledge proofs, and many other times we've talked about a lot of things that incorporate that or almost say the same thing over and from a different angle, from a different issue. ZK and its ability for what I just said to prove things without actually having to know exactly what they are also has the ability to do that very quickly and very cost effectively, where other things require you to keep this huge log of all transactions, right? I'm not going to get too far into it, but hopefully somebody remembers what I'm talking about here. Blues Guy says he sent a message on Discord to who, me or Melissa? I know, but work has picked up more 10 to 12 hour days. It sucks. Well, I'm sorry to hear that for sure. Camsta Pharaoh on Soul. Melissa, you don't have to make videos, but put links and such. Pharaoh of Soul. Okay. Says he sent a message on Discord. Let me check that out. It's got to be in the main hangout, right? So it looks like we have, is this a new person in the server? It just says J dot 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 dot. What's going on with XRP? Is that Blue Sky? Is that the message he sent me? Okay. Yeah, you know, it was interesting. I saw that, Melissa, that the countdown timer was wrong for the stream. I don't even know what to do about that. I don't even know what the problem was, right? Oh, okay. Blues guy said he said, all right. Got a little off track there for a second. We're going to hop right back into it. Got to keep up with the chat. Got to keep up with all the people, right? I know, but work. Okay, I already read that. Work sucks. I don't like trading my time, but that's all I know for now until I'm Blues famous king of flair. There you go. Now you're dreaming. I love that. One day I accumulate enough soul to start construction of my pyramid. There you go. Is that where you're going to be laid to rest, Camsta? Cam, you changed name for Pharaoh. I'm not cruel. All right. Anyways, let's move along. So they've identified what the problem is. They've said, what if we just went ahead and solved that? They have a way to solve it, and they seem to be trying to execute on that. But I don't know if they actually have a working product or if this is all, you know, idealistic. 2 solutions for verifiable computation. For universal computation, and this is probably going to be IQ raising, but also potentially a little over your head. The only modular, remember what modular means? Modularity, what does that mean? ZK VM, EVM, ZK knowledge virtual machine is what that would stand for, achieving 99% real-time proving for current Ethereum blocks. Is this Pico ZK VM. That's what they're talking about, right? Universal computation. We're going to get into it just for a second, even though it's probably a little high IQ. From financial calculations to blockchain validation, Pico modular architecture integrates specialized coprocessors that deliver breakthrough performance. Our distributed multi-GPU cluster proves 45M gas block Ethereum blocks in 6.9 seconds on average. With just 64 GPU, we offer 3.4x better performance efficiency than any competing solution. Basically, the takeaway here is that they can get a lot more done with a lot less GPU, right? Is that what we're saying here? So then you have the second solution, if you will. For blockchain intelligence, you have the ZK data processor. So this is like a different idea for a different problem. 300 million plus in live reward programs across 20 plus major protocols. Smart contracts get unlimited memory through specialized coprocessors that analyze historical blockchain data off-chain, then provide cryptographic proof of accuracy. PancakeSwap processes millions of users daily with volume-based discounts. Usual distributes reward across 8 protocols. Lena, which we've actually had come up many times on the radar, manages 1 billion token distributions, all with mathematical guarantees of fairness. So basically, here's the takeaway. Pico ZK VM is the only modular virtual zero knowledge virtual machine achieving 99% real-time proving for current Ethereum blockchains, right? This is very specific to Ethereum. Second takeaway is ZK zero knowledge data processor, right, is good to manage all of these smart contracts. And like I said, that was for me, honestly. I enjoyed that and understood it and liked it. So if that went over your head, don't worry. We will come back around to stuff like that in the future. And I think we're pretty much wrapping up here. Okay, hodler. That was the only one I haven't gone over yet. Kissing the cat. Okay, Blues guy. I see you. All right. MACD went back to the dark green on the 15-minute. Thought it was going to switch to red. You must be talking about Sol, right? Are you still trading Sol? Holy shimoly. All right. I assume he's talking about Solana. They've raised 1.5 million. Hodler is a Web3 operating system built around around dual persona AI model called HODLs. It's got to be HODL OS or HODL operating system, right? Starting to see a lot of this talk about OS, right? About operating systems. I think we saw it with Anomo. I've seen it with AI16Z moving to Eliza OS, stuff like that. HODLer is a Web3 operating system built around dual persona AI model called HODL OS. The first persona is an AI girlfriend agent. This sounds terrible. That acts as an on-chain companion. Still sounds terrible. It is designed to recognize emotional context, support reflection, and assist with decision making related to trading and strategy. Its role is to maintain continuously of interaction to provide personalized conversational layer. All right, and I'm done with that at that point. I will go see what kind of attention that they are getting. This is not what I expected. I thought it was going to have something to do. It was like hodling, so I thought maybe it'd have something to do with staking. That was pure speculation, obviously. So they only have 230 posts, 20.9 thousand followers. Pin post December 25th, 2025. 25,000 impressions, which is more than they have followers. I already know. I know the appeal, right? I know there are a lot of lonely people in this very isolated world who probably would gravitate towards stuff like that. Personally, I don't really like the idea of making $1 off of them. I don't really like the idea of going to this website either, because it's probably, who knows what the heck I'm going to see. You know what it is. It's like, think like dating app, but AI, and being suckered into thinking that you have a relationship when you don't. You just have ChatGPT with a picture of probably an attractive female on the front of it. So I would be glad if I never had to look at that project ever again. Blue Sky says longing the crap out of it. I assume he means Chili's. Oh yeah, that's right. You were on Chili's tonight. All right. I can't keep it straight. Making a higher high in the universe. Talking about Chili's and Chili's and Chili's. Let's go. Okay. Got you. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and introduce the topic of the night. So we are talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Now, I kind of on purpose maybe misled you a little bit. Did I? Did I get you to think that we were talking about these coins versus each other? We're not. That's actually that's the opposite of what we're actually going to be talking about. So it starts off here with my notes, right, that I got for you. The mistake people make when comparing crypto networks. And so this is all about how people try to a lot of times pin these different projects against each other. And we want to get to the meat of the matter, right? We want to get to the truth of what's actually going on. Bankroll gave me the call. I figured that was so. Hopefully his tab in the Discord is serving well. Everybody does what they want at their own risk. I've endorsed him as somebody who I think is trustworthy. I haven't taken his calls or anything. So if you lose money, that's on yourself. Do your own research, and I don't give financial advice ever. Also, neither does Bankroll. Bankroll is just talking about what he's doing, and you choose to do what you want to do. Anyways, that's redundant, and I hate to have to say it all the time, but it's necessary. Crypto is often framed as a race, right? One chain winning, others losing. And sometimes that feels true when Bitcoin pumps and the altcoins do nothing for a year. That framing assumes all blockchains were built to solve the same problem. And there you go. That's on the assumption that they're all doing the same thing. How many times have I had a conversation with somebody over 40 years old and they say, I don't understand why we need all of these different currencies. Isn't the US dollar good enough? And I'm like, okay. I don't even know where to start with that conversation, but I try to find somewhere relative to start with them. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP were not created to compete with each other. They were created in response to different failures in the existing financial and technology systems. Understanding them starts with understanding the problem each was reacting to. So understanding what is going on in general is to understand why each of them exists. Why does Bitcoin exist? Why later did Ethereum come about? I mean, can anybody even tell me the answer to that one? And then why did XRP exist? That one's probably a little more difficult for people than Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm just introducing the topic here. From there, I actually want to go to ChatGPT. Let's get our news for the day. I haven't pre-generated it, so hopefully it'll be up to the date. Please give me all crypto news relevant to today and yesterday. And I'm not real big on trying to do the news. I know a lot of people build their entire channels around doing the news. I guess if you do a live stream earlier in the day or midday and you do the news, it's a good idea. My stream's at 8:30 at night. So like if you haven't heard the big news of the day, that's okay. But like I can't make a whole show off of it, right? But at the same time, I was saying that to say, I also feel like I'd fail you guys a little bit if there were big news stories, and I didn't even mention them. XRP news. XRP tests $1.90, outperforms wider crypto market. Okay. Looks like the president, crypto playbook. Here's every major move he made. That might be interesting, actually, to look at. So I might pull that back later. Ethereum price prediction for 2026. Okay. Iran offers to sell advanced weapon systems for crypto. Advanced weapon? Oh, for cryptocurrency. Like they're going to pay in cryptocurrency. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why would crypto need advanced weapon systems? One of the world's closed nations. What is this? Turkmenistan? I don't know what the heck that is. Anybody know where Turkmenistan is? I don't know where that is. Is that Middle Eastern? One of the world's closed nations legalizes crypto minings and exchanges. Okay, well, crypto's winning there. Did a hacker failed play on Binance cause crypto's first 1 million moment of 2026? There's some interesting news articles today and yesterday, I guess. Trump media unveils plan to distribute new cryptocurrency to shareholders. Wow, there's actually some really interesting articles to go over. Hopefully they're going to give us some breakdowns here, right? Ethereum price prediction for 2026 release, and now, okay, they're not going to tell us what it is, though. Broader political crypto intersection. So Trump's 2025 crypto actions chronicled, including the Genius Act, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, and related policies shaping crypto landscape under the current administration. This could be a really good article to look at. It could also just kind of be a nothing burger with a bunch of news that we already know. Oh, it's hilarious. Campsta says the YouTube on Turkmenistan is hilarious. All the stupid laws that he made. He's a nutcase. I don't even know who he is. Like, what is this, Borat? Anyways, yesterday, corporate and meme coin development. Trump reveals plan to distribute a new crypto token to shareholders. I assume these shareholders would be of World Liberty Finance, launching on the Kronos blockchain in 2026 and boosting share price amid broader market weakness. Okay. And I kind of wanted to get to some of these. Quick highlight summary. Bullish. Positive signals, XRP outperforming, regulatory press in Turkmenistan. Wow, how many people are even in Turkmenistan? Somebody tell me how many people are even in Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan. It is kind of fun to say, though. Probably still saying it wrong. High impact price outlook for ETH. Man, they can tell you the same things a lot of times. Neutral and high risk. Binance market maker anomaly. Sanctioned states leveraging crypto for non-traditional transactions. Feel like they could have did a better job of telling me about some of these news articles I thought were far more interesting. All right, so they have a whole article on Ethereum's price prediction. Who wants to bet that they don't really tell us crap about it? Anywhere, okay, mega bullish Ethereum price forecast, somewhere between $7,000 and $20,000. Boy, I could have told you that. A huge range. I think it might go to 5, its all-time high, maybe 6, a little above, or it could go to 100,000. You like that range? That range make you feel like you know what to target? You gotta love these articles. All right, let's see. Oh, Fundstrat Global Advisor co-founder Tom Lee. Feel like we just heard about him the other day. Who is the chairman of Ethereum treasury company Bitmine. We were talking about Bitmine the other day. Has outlined one of the most optimistic institutional cases for the cryptocurrency. For the cryptocurrency? Boy, tell me you have no idea what you're talking about. Speaking on CNBC, Lee projected ETH, and I'm not talking about Lee necessarily, but whoever wrote this article, projected ETH could reach 7,000 to 9,000 by early 2026, with a potential climb towards 20,000 over a long-term time frame, which is vague. Do they mean by the end of the year or like 10 years? I don't know. As Wall Street accelerates its move towards blockchain-based infrastructure. Definitely some things to keep in mind here would be, I don't know, man. I've got the feeling for a long time now that 2026 is actually going to be quite bullish for crypto. Could be, could not be, could be the bear market. I don't know. Blue Sky says, bro. It's by Russia, apparently. It's more like a dictator. I mean, there's a lot of countries that have kings and stuff, right? It's a huge rabbit hole, that country. Okay. Okay, Blues guy coming with the sauce. Just saw the viewership drop off. No, I'm just playing. It's not you, Blues guy. Laws by whoever that guy is. Not going to try to say that. Unusual decrees, renaming things. He renamed months and days of the weeks himself, his name, his family members. He just went on a renaming things rampage. That's kind of funny. That's why they made Borat. Yep, I'm aware of that. Population around 7 million. Okay, there's actually 7 million people there. That's crazy. A large golden statue of the book was also erected in the capital. What book? Just a book? Just like a random blank book? Anyways, let's get back to this, right? So this is pretty much, I guess his target is $10,000 for ETH. He thinks that in the early parts of 2026, which I guess maybe he means like the first quarter, 7 to 9,000. So what I get from this is if he thinks that Ethereum is going to rally up to 7 to 9,000, which by the way would be all-time highs for crypto, for Ethereum, then that means everything else has got to be doing well. Ethereum's not going to go to 9,000 and Bitcoin plummets and everything else plummets. Highly unlikely, not impossible, because nothing is impossible. All right, man. Campsta just going. What are you copy and pasting off of ChatGPT, Campsta? What is going on here? Everyday life. He banned cars. He banned car radios. He lip singing at public concerts. Okay, I like that one. Don't lip sing at public concerts. Citing negative effect on musical development. I don't know. He might be right there. And it's funny because I hate car radio. Like radio, and I can't stand it. So I'm with him on those two. He also discouraged citizens from having gold teeth, suggesting they chew on bones to strengthen them instead. Does that work? Should I start chewing on some bones? It says word crypto, let's go pump it. Yeah. Exactly. So the one thing that I kind of liked about this article, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up, is because if we're going to rally for ETH, then we're probably going to rally for a lot of other things as well. That I would love to see, as I think all of us here would. I don't care about Iran buying weapons with crypto, which is what that should say and not what it does say. The Turkmenistan set off a whole chat going on here. I guess I got to do my homework there. Here's a hacker who did something crazy. First 1 million moment of 2026. What does that even mean? $1 million in crypto is literally nothing. So here's the takeaways. It looks like hacker or bug hijacked Binance market maker account and manipulated low liquidity broccoli token prices. Trader Vita spotted abnormal order book behavior, rode the artificial pump, then reversed its position. The sequence netted roughly $1 million, exposing exchange risk control. So somebody was watching this. Some trader out there was on it, right? And he saw what was going on, and he just ran with the data that he was being given. And that's the whole story. That is how we avoid wasting too much time on that story. And that right there, my friends, is the news. All right, let's take a look at the call we made the other day. Was, I believe, 88,500, and it wasn't really a call. It was just I saw an inverted head and shoulder, and that was the measured move of the inverted head and shoulder. We took a little, and this is a demo account, guys. I didn't make $4,000. Our demo account, I guess, would have made $4,000. I don't know how that works because I have less than, I started with 50,000 and I have less than 54,000. So I don't know how that would be 44,000. You know, 4,400. I don't know. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyways, it was only on 10x. It was nothing crazy. Let's go to the 15-minute. All right, I guess we'll pop back down to the 5 minutes. So it was this inverted head and shoulder here. Measured move was here to, yeah, about 88,500 or whatever. We did hit that eventually. We stopped short of it here. And what do we got going on here? Well, it kind of looks like another, looks like potentially another inverted head and shoulder. And a lot of times I've noticed when one pattern shows itself, it repeats the pattern a few times. So we'll see. It doesn't look like the biggest move. And what do we got here? To these top ranges here, 88,884. So $88,884. And it's probably just going to peak some liquidity out here. So I'd probably put it at like 88,900 or something like that. But if we believe that this is an inverted head and shoulder, then we should come down a little bit, right? And we do have our RSI on the bottom, right? Yep, that is the RSI. And if you're looking for divergence, me and Bankroll were talking about this a lot the other day. You have this line here, which drastically need to change the color of and probably change the thickness on. Yeah, there we go. So now we can actually see it. All right, and then you got to match it on the bottom if you're going to do that. Like so. Those actually match up pretty well. We're looking for divergences, right? Divergence is where these two lines do not go at the same angle. Basically, these two lines would not be parallel. Well, if this wasn't an inverted head and shoulder, I don't quite know what I would call it. It definitely looks like the setup of an inverted head and shoulder. I was thinking maybe we would see some clear bearish divergence. I actually don't see very clear bearish divergence here. So kind of out with that idea, but I always check when I think I'm about to get the shoulder. And the shoulder, because this shoulder was small, this dip wasn't very, this other shoulder is probably going to be relatively small. So basically, I would set an alert and hang out and see what we get. It could just pump straight out of it for all I know. 89,800. And where are you pulling that from? Like the hourly or something? Yeah, because here's the other way you could run it. We were in the 5 minute, right? You could wait for it to flag out here in some form on the 1 hour, and we'll pull it to the 15 because it's a little bit nicer to look at, right? You could put it in some form of falling wedge. Man, the thing popping up is really annoying. You could put it in some kind of fallen wedge, and you could say you kind of just broke out there. Not enjoying doing this on this trading view here. Whatever semblance of trading view, then you got your measured move, and you can move that to where it broke out. So another thing I would say here is that if you do get a shoulder here, it's probably going to be a retest. If not, looks like you are running to basically what Blues just said, 89,812. You could call it 89,900 if you wanted. He's calling, yeah, for 89,900. You're super close. I got 89,800, and literally all you'd have to do is move this measured move up like a hair here, and you would get, yep, a lot closer to the 89,900. So yeah, I agree with you, Blues guy. There's a good chance you're going there. You know, if you were going to take this, which I prefer to trade on the hour than say like the 5 minute. If you were going to take this, what I would do is I would set my stop loss underneath the 200 MA, and I'd pick like a support and resistance. I wish I had the VRVP out here at this time. Let's get rid of some of this nonsense that just clutters up the chart. And as you may know, this is a demo account that I'm looking forward to actually liquidating the entire account, so that I can start over and add money and do something like $1,000 or $500 or something like, you know, reasonable. Probably like $200 is what I would start with. So do we see any negative patterns here? Again, don't really see any bearish divergence, but we definitely had bearish divergence here. Here's where you could see some bearish divergence. Here, that top, and this top. They were totally different. That would be divergence. And if it's on the top, it's bearish. If you pull it on the bottom, it would be bullish. Hopefully people, if you don't know your divergences and you're even playing at all around with trading, highly encourage you to learn them. Even if you're not good at recognizing like regular versus hidden, definitely look at your divergences. Like here's a divergence, right? Pull from, say, here, it's trending up, and then you pull from the same spot. Here, it's trending down. Can anybody tell me what kind of divergence that is? So yes, sir, 1 hour, almost to 90K. Thanks, Underground. Hey, Blues, do you think Chili's is drying up? Yes, hour better than that crazy 5 minute. Hey, I could trade the 5 minute all day, but only if I'm gonna like have the time to sit around and baby the chart. If I trade the 15 minute or the hour, I don't really feel the need to baby the chart, right? And I've learned that like just to set your parameters and walk away, which is what I'm going to do with this trade right here, is what I tend to like to do. So normally I'd probably put my stop loss like down here, because look, we had a support and resistance flip. And again, this is just my lifer vision that I've accumulated over my time with the lifer and his channel. And obviously I'm still a die-hard lifer, so I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be up over there. But you see, if you take the paintbrush, you see resistance. Oh, messing me all up. All right, let's do this a different way. Actually, let's just grab the pen and draw so that I can change the color. What kind of color do we want here? Something bright. Let's go with this blue color. And let's put it on like 4. All right, cool. So you see here, it bumped up resistance. All along here, it was resistance. Here it was resistance. Here it was resistance. Then it finally broke through that resistance. Here it dropped down. That was support. And then you were off to the races. Then it pretty much rode that 21 as support from there. And there's no back button on here, so it means I have to click every little thing and delete it. That's annoying. Anyways, you guys get the point. So what would be the trade? Well, for me, it'd be a long take profit. I would put definitely under that resistance, right? So say if you wanted to be, you know, real clever, 87,730. And I already forgot what it was. That's how quick it goes. Yeah, 730. Okay. All right, that would be a loss of 10%. And our take profit, let's see how that lines up. Ooh, look at that. So that would be well into the liquidity here. I would say take profit probably 89,700. And let's turn that leverage up. And like Bankroll said the other day, you can only do cross. You can't do isolated on trading or on demo, which is kind of annoying here, I gotta say. So let's see if I hit open long. Will it give me a breakdown of it? I like when it gives me the breakdown, but sometimes it doesn't. Enter the amount, all of it, absolutely all of it. So if you hit your stop loss, you would lose $45,500. Obvious in real life, I would never take this trade. It's not good risk reward ratio. But this is a demo trade that, again, I am trying to blow it up so that I can literally start over with something reasonable. Then we would be trading completely different. But this is literally just for fun on the channel right now. And I really hope this thing actually gets liquidated, but I don't actually hope that Bitcoin falls under the 200. Hopefully I've said it enough time, everybody kind of understands what I'm saying here. What is my liquidation? For a long, 87,800 would be my liquidation. So the problem with this is my liquidation is actually comes before. It literally comes before my actual stop loss. So that's not good. Now what is it? Let's move it all the way over. All right, cool. I can live with that. And open long. Again, this is a completely reckless trade based off of the TA that we're doing and the fact that we are in a demo account. Dang it. All right, remember to do market, right? And not, I placed it as a limit order. I don't personally like sitting around for limit orders because they can never fill, right? So I want to be down here, which is 87. Yeah. Stop loss. I just got to reset my numbers here, guys. 87,730. A loss of almost all the money there. And the take profit, we said 89,700. And what is the liquidation? Dang, the liquidation is still above my stop loss. All right, let's move our stop loss to 87,950. All right, cool. Open long. And we'll see where that goes. I do look forward to when I get this account right, when it gets liquidated and I can put the right amount of money. Because even here, like if we got liquidated, we probably would have like a little less than $1,000 in it. Anyways, that is kind of the demo trading part. Now let's get back into our topic of the day, as I do want to wrap this, or get into it. Not wrap it up, but get into it, right? All right, what's going out here? Yeah, I'm pulling out of Chili's, I guess. Underground would love. Stainless steel container is not healthiest choice. Stainless steel is full of microchromium. Bad, much lower. Yeah, I completely agree with you. You're definitely right. I gotta find. It's funny you said that. Before the stream, I had the thought to try to go find my copper cups wherever my wife hid them, because for whatever reason she doesn't like cleaning them or something. I don't know. But anyways, I gotta go find those so that I can use those. I think we learned from the same mentor. You will win that trade, not blow it up. And I might, and that'll be good. At some point, I'm sure there will be a losing trade. At some point behind the scenes, I'm probably going to take that demo account and purposely, make it lose. And then we can start over with a reasonable amount of money. There's no point in watching me move $50,000 to like, I don't know, $100,000. All that tells you is I could have doubled my money. That's all it really, the percentage is what matters. All right, so reintroducing here, what we're talking about is Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus XRP. You hear narratives all the time, who's going to be the best coin. And what I'm really talking about, aside from the thumbnail and the poll that's in the group, what I'm really talking about is how all of these things are doing different things and what is the point of each individual blockchain. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP were not created to compete with each other. They were created in response to different failures in the existing financial and technological systems. Understanding them starts with understanding the problem each one is reacting to, and that's really the meat of what we're going to be getting into. So Bitcoin's origin, trust in money, was broken, right? The trust of money in especially America has been broken for a long time, but also many other countries. Bitcoin emerged in response to centralized monetary control, opaque banking systems, and systematic risk in global finance. The core problem Bitcoin addresses is trust in money itself. That is the main problem they set out to fix. Bitcoin is not primarily about speed or applications or flexibility, hence the fact that it lacks all three of those. It is about monetary scarcity, censorship resistance, predictable issuance, and settlements without intermediaries. Everything in Bitcoin designs flow from this goal. Everything in Bitcoin's design flows from that goal. Okay. So Bitcoin as monetary infrastructure. So Bitcoin functions like digital gold, base monetary layer, system settlement network. I know most of you guys know this. We're going to move into other things. Give it a second. It designs choices reflect this: limited scripting, slow but deliberative upgrades, and emphasis on decentralization and security. Bitcoin sacrifices flexibility to maximize credibility as money, right? Why Bitcoin doesn't try to do more. Bitcoin avoids complex smart contracts, right? They only have inscriptions, rapid protocol changes, and application layer experimentation, right? They're not out here experimenting with the Bitcoin ecosystem and stuff. This is exactly why every time I see Bitcoin DeFi stuff, I understand exactly where they're coming from. I do think Bitcoin could benefit from some interaction or, some evolution, right? But at the same time, that's not what it is, and that's why it doesn't seem like it's ever received very well. Not because it can evolve, but because change itself induces risk, and there's so much money on there, right? Trillions of dollars. Like, nobody wants to induce that level of risk because that's not what they signed up for. This is the big takeaway for Bitcoin, and I'm always talking about with Bitcoin DeFi. I just want to hammer this out. They don't want that risk. They don't want the risk that comes with that stuff. That's not what Bitcoin's about. So you people with very large networks and a lot of money on Bitcoin, that's not what they were looking for. So Bitcoin's value proposition depends on stability, prediction, resistance to capture. Its success is measured in survival, not velocity. Now let's move on to Ethereum, right? You might learn something new even with these projects that you might think you know really well. Ethereum's origin, programmable value was missing. So this is what Ethereum's problem was and what they were trying to solve. So people knew with Bitcoin that it was a good store of value, and it really fixed money with its ideas, right? Its philosophy. But then people still wanted programmability, right? ETH was created because Bitcoin intentionally avoided programmability, hence why we needed something else and not to upgrade Bitcoin. Some people still be talking about this like they don't understand it. The problem Ethereum solves is different. How to build decentralized applications, how to coordinate value through code, right? Coordinate value through code, how to create trustless execution environments. Ethereum treats money as software, not just as an asset, right? Ethereum as a world computer. Ethereum is designed as programmable settlement layer, an execution environment, a coordination engine. Smart contracts allow DeFi, NFT, DAOs, and complex on-chain logic. Ethereum prioritizes flexibility, composability, even at the cost of complexity. Yeah, exactly. So trade-offs, Ethereum accepts higher technical complexity, evolving architecture, frequent upgrades because its goal is not permanence, it's adaptability. Ethereum's value lies in being a platform others can build on, enabling experimentation and serving as an ecosystem sandbox. So when you had Bitcoin and it was all about fixing money and people saw the power of blockchain, right? And people wanted to actually act and capture this revolutionary blockchain technology, they needed another protocol, which is Ethereum. In the olden days, before Solana and Base and all of these other things, right, ever existed, they needed somewhere for experimentation. Developers could build things, and in order to do any of this, you had to have smart contracts, right? Why Ethereum and Bitcoin are not competing? Well, we just laid it out, but we'll do it again. Bitcoin optimizes for trust minimalization in money, and Ethereum optimizes for trust minimalization in execution. They solve different coordination problems. One is monetary infrastructure, the other is programmable infrastructure. This is where XRP comes in. This chat is running. I'm very surprised we're not getting more people fed over to the stream. So XRP's origin: payments were slow, expensive, and fragmented. XRP emerged from a different problem entirely: inefficient global payments, slow cross-border settlement, and reliance on correspondent banking, not bread and cupcakes, but banking. XRP focuses on moment of value, not storage or programmability, right? So XRP is not in the race of neither storage or programmability. So not Bitcoin or Ethereum's domain. XRP as payments and settlement asset. XRP and the XRP ledger prioritize fast finality, low transaction costs, high throughput. The XRP ledger was designed to move value efficiently, reduce friction between currencies, serve as a bridge asset. It's designed to emphasize speed and reliability over expressiveness. And we're going to go right into part 2 because we've already bounced around a lot here. How design philosophy shapes ecosystem, right? Design philosophy. Each network's ecosystem reflects its core goals. Bitcoin ecosystem focuses on custody, security, long-term hodling, and settlement tools. Ethereum's ecosystem on applications, composability, and financial primitives. XRP on payments, liquidity, and interoperability. The applications follow the architecture. Decentralization means different things to each network. Bitcoin decentralization priorities is node accessibility, censorship resistance, and immutability. Ethereum's decentralization balance execution complexity, validator economies, and upgrade coordination. XRP decentralization focuses on validator diversity, fast consensus, predictable settlements, and decentralization is not one thing, it's a context dependent. So this is something that I don't know that a lot of people have spent much time thinking about. Governance differences are obvious, right? Bitcoin governance is slow, conservative, socially coordinated. Ethereum's governance is iterative and research-driven and upgrade-oriented, where XRP governance is consensus-based, validator-coordinated, and stability-focused. Each governance model reflects the risks the network prioritizes avoiding. Why speed matters for XRP but not Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin tolerates slow settlements because it's optimized for finality and trust. XRP requires speed because payments are time sensitive, liquidity, efficiency matters. And Ethereum sits in between, balancing execution speed, security, composability. Different problems require different performance trade-offs. How these networks interact rather than replace each other. In practice, Bitcoin acts as a store of value. Ethereum acts as programmable coordination layer, and XRP acts as a liquidity and payment rail. They often complement rather than displace each other. Why one chain can't win everything, right? A single blockchain cannot simultaneously optimize for everything, the 3 different things that we just talked about: decentralization, programmability, and speed. No one thing can capture all 3 because you must trade off certain things. Trade-offs are unavoidable. Networks success by choosing a focus, committing to it, and building an ecosystem that is focused. Why these narratives persist over time. Bitcoin persists because trust in money remains a problem. Ethereum persists because coordination and programmability remains unsolved. And XRP persists because global payments remain inefficient. As long as these problems exist, the network remains relevant. We talked earlier, and I've said many times throughout streams recently, that any good company has, or any good project, or whatever you want to call them, has a real problem to solve. So as long as these problems remain real problems, these things will have a use case and probably matter in the grand scheme of crypto. How to think about cryptos without tribalism. Instead of asking which chain is best, and this I thought was a really good takeaway, a better question is, what problem was the chain built to solve? That's what I was just saying. It reframes crypto as infrastructure and not idolatry. Why, or not ideology, ideology. That's what I meant to say. Idolatry. Same thing, really. Why understanding purpose matters more than price, right? Price fluctuates, purpose persists. Networks that solve real problems survive multiple cycles, evolve slowly, and re-emerge when conditions align. Understanding purpose provides clarity during volatility. The core insight: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP are not versions of the same idea. They are different responses to different failures in existing systems. Their coexistence is not a flaw. It's a reflection of how complex global coordination really is. And that is kind of the end of our IQ raising event of the night. I thought it was good. I kind of thought it was a perfect Sunday night, Thursday night, end of the week, because tomorrow is DeFi Friday, and we will mostly be playing games and having a great time hanging out. So I thought that was a good, easy, but also well needed IQ raising event. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Whew. Oh, Melissa left. She said good night. Cool. XRP is a good coin. I think I like XLM. I hear they are the same. That's really cool. XRP is a banking coin for the US. Okay. It's competing with Sol for the financial institution. XRP is competing with Sol. In some ways, maybe you could say that, but I don't think so. I mean, I've used XRP to send money around, which is what it's built for. And I've used Sol to send money around. I think XRP is a little faster. But when you hear about it, it's exactly when it's at the top. Exactly. Banker coin, look up Ripple. Whoa, Shiba. Yep. Let's go. Not bragging. Sorry. I should not tell my winnings. Stay humble. I'm up 194% on SHIB already. Nice. Good job, man. All right. So we did have this new game. I was kind of excited to check it out. I'm going to play a round of Mattel probably before I even hop into that. So I'm going to probably mess around with some gaming for, I don't know, probably at least like an hour or so. And before I do, I've been drinking too many drinks. I'm going to take a leak. So don't go anywhere. All right, I am back, and these crypto bubbles haven't changed much. All right, so let's go take a look at Mattel. I'll play like one round, as I feel like that's kind of my due diligence here. Chat, it's funny. You guys are definitely entertaining. Appreciate everybody being here. And you know, when crypto starts doing well again, hopefully in a couple weeks, it's a different environment. We will see a lot more people come into the chat and join the channel and the Discord, all of that jazz. What if I don't want any of these? I don't want any of those. And this is the underground crypto hangout part of the night, where we are mostly just chilling, playing some DeFi games. I'm not too far away from, I gotta look it up a little bit, but I might have to can this game as I don't necessarily see a airdrop coming. I mean, at least they're still doing a little update. They are like really new, so I can't be too hard on them, I guess, but would be nice if they would figure out these airdrops or whatever they're doing here pretty soon. Some kind of something for playing this game, because it is kind of a simple game, and I don't want to be trying to play this thing forever if there's not going to be airdrops. I've noticed a lot of times airdrops do finally come about the time you're fed up with trying to farm them. So maybe we're close. Maybe there'll never be one like Darkstar. How about that Darkstar? All right, let's get another hat. Thought it was hilarious. Blues guy said it seemed like we were just throwing garbage bags. That was pretty funny. I could see why it would look like that. I only know it's hats because I read it in the description of the character. They are certainly not making it easy to get these upgrades today. I knew that first boss was coming in any second here. And of course I have like no speed. Getting absolutely cooked. He is hot on my heels here. Need a speed upgrade if we're ever going to beat this level. Cool. Oh man, it's getting dicey. Oh wow, I didn't even see that guy there. All right, cool. I'm glad I died because I didn't want to play that anymore. Blues guy, where you at? All right, so we'll start here. Said it'll be pumping. The channel will be pumping. Yeah, exactly. Underground, you have a nice niche for your crypto channel. No one else is doing what you're doing. Hey, I appreciate you saying that. I had to start this channel because I couldn't find anybody who was doing it, right? Sure, I wanted to just sit around and watch great content. But if somebody would have been doing it, I probably would have never done it. So it's good. It's good that nobody was. Tons of people give out TA exactly. No one is getting into the science. You found a way to stand out. Appreciate you saying that, Camsta. ETH broke 3,000. Yes, I've been waiting for that. Hopefully we can hold it. That is the bigger tell, right? Which is amazing, and I hope you get all the success you deserve. Thank you, Camsta. I certainly hope that things work out. Hey, now finally we got some super chats and stuff. That's cool. I probably need to invite Blues Guy here. All right. He says it's not hats, it's garbage bags. All right, fair. I'll take that one. That is good for bankroll. I take it he was in a long for ETH. We will be the one people will say you can beat them, join them. They all will join us then. Yeah, probably. We will make his story our story. A. Send invite. Yep, I got you, Camsta. Let's go. Let's just wait for Camsta to get in, and then we'll set off here. Hopefully everybody's internet is good. Let's go. And let's get it. What do we got in the middle? Oh, the laser beam. It can be a little mid. I got him. I at least got one hit on him with that. Oh, first blood. Did I get first blood? Who got first blood? Blue's guy is sitting still, man. You lagging? Gotta be lagging, right? Boom. Got another one. That or Blue's guy is trying to type something. I don't know what it is. He's playing decoy, huh? Yeah, he disconnected. I had a feeling that's what was going on. We'll invite him again. We'll see if maybe we can fix it. Come on. I wanted that kill. Bang. Nailed that guy. I swear we're playing with a bunch of bots, but that's okay. Cool. They gave me credit for that kill. I don't know if I got the final hit, though. Oof. Dang, they got me. I always miss the part where it gives the stats. So I gotta like wait for it to pop up on the stream. Oh, I did get top dog. Cool. Underground Crypto the movie. Hey. Hey. I don't know. I don't know if Blue's guy is coming back here. Oh, he did. He said invite me. Or maybe that was before. What will they call it and who will play Underground? Hopefully I can play me. That would be cool. Yeah, I can't wait till the movie about our group gets made. Y'all are hilarious. All right, I don't think Blue's guy is coming. Oh, he said invite again. I am inviting you. You are currently being invited. I'll end it and I'll re-invite you again. MACD switched on the 15 for SHIB. Now the real pump begins. Hey, get it. Get it, Blue's guy, with that SHIB. I hold a little bit of it somewhere. It probably has a lot of recovery that it needs to do. My long is cooking. Blues guy, why'd you decide to go long on SHIB? I know you were saying it yesterday, right? Yeah, good for you, Blue Sky. That's awesome. Is there still any music? All right, yep, there is music. Cool. All right, let's get this team. What do we got? What do we got for weapons? All right, we got the lightning. I do really like that one. Gotta place them where they're gonna matter. Bro, what is going on? Oh, yeah, I'm about to get killed. Ah, snap. I didn't see that guy. Like, where's the health at this map again? Now I remember. Alright, this time we lost Camsta. Can't have both of them. There's not enough internet in Canada for all of us, apparently. Or for all of them. I'm not in Canada. Man, what is going on with my aiming? Don't worry, I'm glitching out too. So Blue's guy looks like he's going to make it through this round. Oh yeah, now we cooking. Who wants some of this? Come on down. Grab that health. All right, and that's round. Oh, Campsa says he never got in. Okay. I did see you disconnected, though. That was weird. I saw the chart. It looked bullish. Yes, music. I didn't get in. Okay, moving my stop loss into Profito and going to bed. Good night, gentlemen. Yeah, have a great night. Hello. Not enough internet in Canada. Exactly, bro. You stole my health. Hey, it happens. I might have did that. I don't know. My bad. Oh, I got enough to open another crate. Let's do that real quick. See if I get something cool. I've got like 2 rare things all of a sudden, and then neither one of them were good for me at all. That sucked. All right, that was a common. All right, I'll try not to do that again, right? I will try not to steal your health. Seems like the least I could do is not steal your health, right? But I got kicked out for inactivity? What the heck? All right, let me know when you're back, Blue Sky. I'm going to come over here and take a look at this. So build your own world. Craft, decorate, expand, earn crypto rewards daily, collect rare, unique. Yeah. First gift booster. Let's get it. Oh, we got like a pack of cards? Love that. NFTs. Tap them all to flip. All right, so that was green. Your first, what is this? It is Web3 in all its glory, Chinor. So sometimes blockchain gets confused, and if it happens to you, you'll need to reopen your NFT packs. We are working on a solution that will eliminate that sad truth from our reality. Okay, whatever. Hopefully I don't have to open them again. How many green bars you have? I don't know. It says that he disconnected. I guess I could re-invite you. Or wait, am I completely disconnected? What is going on here? All right, he says he's back. I reloaded it, so now I guess I'm back as well. Hit you with the invite. Just opened a chest, and all we got was like an uncommon NFT. Shout out to anybody who's coming in here. Smash that like button. We are in the underground crypto hangout part of the stream, so if you're just coming in here, this is like towards the end of the stream, and we hang out for a while. The stream's not over, but if you like some DeFi gaming, then you're in the right place. Yeah, weird stuff happening on Panzer. Oh, he got disconnected. BTC breaking 8,900. So how is our little trade going that we hopped into? It's cooking. I mean, I guess you could say a little shoulder there. Maybe, probably not. I don't know if I would consider it that. All right, let me get back. Oh, wait, I can't even add invite. It wouldn't let me invite you. It's like grayed out. Let me refresh. Cool. Let's try to invite Blues again. All right, now you're invitable. Says bro ETH, look. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. I'm going to get kicked out for ineligibility again, though. Okay, we haven't hit go yet. All right, let me switch it here to ETH. Whoa. Yeah, that's a nice. Looks like we just swept liquidity, though. At the top of this wick over here. I mean, we could flip it and hold it. It's not a bad thing, but also sometimes they'll go and grab liquidity and then run it to the downside. So we really got to hold this 3,026. You've already lost it. You're down at 3,022. Looks like a liquidity sweep to me. Could even be lining up to do this shoulder, head, and shoulder. I don't know. I am just projecting, right? We'll see what comes true. But that's nice. Nice little pop. I mean, BTC just had a nice little pop as well. Yep, it'll come back, retest, exactly. All right, seems like we're off to a good start here with the latency. Ooh, cooking. Looks like you got first blood. Congratulations. Oof. Definitely stole your kill. You're welcome. Go ahead. You need some health, Blues guy. That's for sure. Get 'em. Got one of them. Get you some health. I like that turret that you got. That turret's cool. Okay, my shot's going right through people and not connecting. I hate when that happens. Come on. It's like they always keep stopping, like right where I'm about to hit them, and then they'll just dead stop, almost like they knew I was about to fire. And anybody hopping in, smash that like button. This is Panzer Dogs. It is a DeFi game. It is play to own, not play to earn. And we're probably going to launch into another round of it. And this is the Underground Crypto Hangout part of the show where we're hanging out with the community, playing some DeFi games. If you like DeFi games, tomorrow's stream is DeFi Gaming Friday, which is all about gaming. DeFi gaming, that is, right? We're not going to be in here playing Call of Duty. But off the grid, I would love to stream that. All right, just waiting for you to ready up, Blues Guy. I'm getting super hungry, though. Need food. All right, let's roll. Thank you for saying that, Blues Guy. Oh, wow, you're just spamming it 3 times. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. 4 times. Can we get a 5th time? 5 times. 6 times. I don't know what's going on now. 7 times? 8 times? I guess Blue Sky turned into a bot at this point. He's botting out for the channel. Bang, first blood. There it is. I don't know why you're going for the health. You don't even have any damage done, do you? Just watch my shot go right through them. Crazy. Not even connecting. That must be some lag. Get out of here. Get you some health, Blues Guy. Of course, I always say that like you're going to hear me. And you're not going to hear me. Because there's like a 30-second lag. Got him. Oh, man. You didn't even give me that kill. It's crazy. Got him. Camp on that machine gun. Come on now. Put him up. Dang, got him so close to dead. And then they ran off on me with like 20-something health. Oh, perfect game. 10-0, though. Dang, how many times you put that in here, bro? That was like 100 times. Good job. He is running the chat up. It is still going. All right. Are we glitching out, Blues Guy? What's going on? You're sitting on your phone? And it's still going. At this point, YouTube's going to kick you for being a bot or something. Yo, it's still going. Yo, this is crazy, Blues Guy. What's going on? You might have to turn your phone off. You were just glitching out. All right, then. It says no glitch, bro. Oh, so you're doing that on purpose? Okay. What? Okay. I don't know. I think that YouTube can tell it's the same thing over and over. Dang, didn't get him. Oof. I should not have backed away from that. How he didn't pick up that machine gun, I have no idea. All right. Snatch that health. Ah, I knew you were going to steal my kill. Which is fine. I don't actually care. Got him. Hunting him in the tall grass. Like a hunting expedition, huh? Bro, come on. Wasted that machine gun for sure. I got another one. $10-2. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, I think that's going to be the last one for me here. Let's see how we're polled in. We had 11 people who interacted with our poll, huh? Let's check out the analytics for tonight. 12 people interacted with our poll. 55% said Bitcoin's going to win. Looks like 53 people have looked at the stream so far. We got to just keep grinding through this slow time. It's okay. All right. Yeah, it was a great stream. It was fun. It's really just me and you here, Blues Guy, at this point, and maybe a few other people. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Never mind. We already looked at that. I'm over on TradingView looking at. Oh, look at that parabolic curve. Man, the parabolic curve on the BTC 15-minute is something. Shing. All right. Anyways, stay underground, stay crypto, Blues Guy. I'll catch up with you soon. Definitely wanted to chat with you, Blues Guy, about a few things with videos and this, that, and the other. I don't know if you have the ability to do some pre-recorded videos on your own, or we can hop in. The Discord and do them at some point, probably like tomorrow or something. Would like to do a pre-recorded video of SparkDex and you going over it and all of that jazz. He says, you on Panzer page. Yeah, I am. And I'm going to open this last pack real quick. Yeah, let's chat. If you're available tonight to chat, let me know. If not, no worries. Privacy confirm. All right. I like I said, I'll say goodbye so many times and never get off. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off. If you want to chat, ring my phone, hit me up. Crypto Ron out.